Hiya, welcome to Coders UK. My name is Marianne. Today I want to talk to you about coding with kids, and I in particular want to give you an introduction to the subject. I want to talk about why I think it's important, and I also want to I want to show you how to start, because I think that's where a lot of people are struggling. It feels like a very maybe difficult and complex subject to pick up with your kids, whereas I want to show you that is not. There is so much material out there, there's so much support. I'm hoping I'll be able to support you on this with some tutorials, etc. But let's get started. Why is coding important for kids and fun? I think that coding is often viewed as a bit of a niche thing maybe to do, and I don't think that is fair at all. Coding should be part of your creative toolbox. We are all teaching our kids to write and tell stories. We're teaching them to draw, and that is not necessarily because we think they are going to make use of that professionally anytime in their life. And that should be the same with coding. It is the new literacy, I think I read somewhere, which I really agree with. It's a way to express yourself and create, and you can do that very easily. And get quick results, which is also very rewarding for kids. And I will show you exactly how to do that in a little bit. That brings me to the how. How do you start on coding with kids? Isn't it really difficult? And it's really not. MIT has developed an excellent language called Scratch, and there's lots of resources online. And that is what I'm going to show you now. And here we are. This is Scratch. This is the way to access it via the web. You can also download it as an app if you have an Android or an Apple device. But let's get started. This is the front screen. We go up straight to start creating. It will automatically load your project. The thing that pops up here is tutorials. They are very useful and very nice for inspiration, so do check them out. But let's get started with an introduction first. So you have three parts of the screen. Furthest to the right, you have your canvas. That is where your code is displayed. Everything that we code will show up here. And if you share this with someone, it's also the screen that they will see. Then we have furthest to the left. I like to call these our ingredients. I like to think of this as baking. For example, you have your flour and your sugar, so you have different categories. You have things that make things move. You have categories that change how things look. You can make sounds. I will go through these in a bit more detail. In the middle here, we have our mixing bowl. So this is where we need to pull our ingredients in. The way we do that is we grab one and we can pull it in. You can see what it does by clicking on it. But to start with, I'm going to grab a couple of sample ingredients and I will show you how you start creating. We'll grab some turn blocks, maybe go to a random position, and we'll move on to looks. I like the ones that are saying something, and let's maybe grab a sound as well. Next, I'm going to show you two very important blocks. One is events. This can be used to start your code. Most Scratch codes are started by pressing the green flag, so that's why I'm pulling that one in. In a minute, I'm going to show you how to fit all of this together and how you make it work. We'll move on to control. This is an important one. Wait, but I'm going to show you why it's important. So, basically, you grab your blocks and you click them together. You click it under the green flag, for example. You can make this move. I'm going to make it move a little bit more because 10 steps is quite short. You can't really see it. Turn. Maybe then go to a random position. Turn again. Say something and then play meow. This is basically your first code or your first algorithm, which is something that's different bits of code clipped together. Called. Test it by pressing the green flag. Yeah, so it does it. However, you can't actually see it doing many of the steps, can you? That's why this wait block is very important. Because basically it does move, it does turn, it goes to a different position, but it does it so quickly, so you can't actually see it. So, gonna grab that and put it in. Using the blocks takes a little bit getting used to, but just keep on using it and you will see how it works. You can unclip them like that, and clip them together. Insert that. You can right click to delete. That just takes practice, so don't worry about it. Let's try it again. Goes forward, it turns, it moves to its standard position, turns back, says something. Meow! That is your first code. That's quite fun. So this is what I mean. You can create something so quickly with Scratch, which is really rewarding. Let me see what happens when I click this one again. It does it again. However, you might be thinking, it does it. It moves to a different place every time. Is that really what you want? And it's not really. Gonna move it for the. I would actually want it to start in the same place every time, and I want it to look the same every time. So at the start of your code, you need to give the starting position. As you can see, you can move the cat around with your mouse, and if you look at the numbers under here, they are changing if you move your cat around. That's because this is made up as a grid system, a coordinate system with X along the horizontal axis and Y along the vertical axis. When you change this one, the X and the Y changes here. That gives you the address of where the cat is. So if I want to move my cat to here and I want it to start there, I can grab this block here within motion. It says go to X and Y. And as it happens, it actually adapts after where I've just put it. So I want that one. I'm using some turn blocks in here. I'm turning 15 degrees, but then I'm turning back 15 degrees. So actually it ends up being, it cancels each other out. But I still want it to make sure it each time points in direction 90 degrees. So this is the way it points forward here. 0 is up, 90 is that way, 180 down, 270 is left. Let's see what else we want. I probably also want to make sure it is the right size, because sometimes I like changing the size. So I'm setting the size to 100% here. Then I can actually within here click in a change size by 50. We can check it. So you can grab this and you can put it into your code. So I can move my cat, test it. It goes back to the same place. It does the code. It grows. And it says meow. And that is your program. We test it again. See if it's going to go back to the right size and place. Yeah. So cool. So this basically shows you how quick it is to start creating some code. I want to show you two more things, and then after this video I will link to some tutorials where we will look at more of a tutorial where we look at more of the outcome. We want to, for example, code a story or code a game, but basically to start with, just play around to see how things work basically. So the two things I want to show you is to do with the visuals of this. It's not too motivating to make a little yellow cat or orange cat move around a white background. So down here on the right, you can choose a bit different backdrop. There's lots to choose from here. I am going to choose a night city with a road on. And cat's a bit lonely, right? Maybe I don't even like cats. You can pick something else or add something. This is where you choose your sprites. Sprites is the name they've given to the little figures. There's again a lot to choose from. So just start putting some in. In an inner city, what would I choose if it wasn't a bear? Obviously, And now you click on that and you go, Marianne, where is my code? You've just deleted my code. Don't worry, I haven't. I click back on the cat. There is all of my code. However, I want to just show you how we put some code in for the bear as well. Click on the bear, move it to where you want it to start. I'm actually going to shrink it. I'll just show you how to do that. You can change this. It says size 100, that's 100%. Oh, 500%, that's not 50. There we go. Slightly smaller bear, that is more reasonable. Want this to do something when I click the flag. I wanted to think something. I wanted to think, what am I doing in the city at night? And here you see, I click the green button. My cat does what it did before. My bear does some thinking, and that is the end of my first algorithm. So have a go. As I said, after this one, I will link to some tutorials which could be suitable as a first project to try. That's how quick it is to get started in Scratch. There's a lot of resources within Scratch. I will also upload a couple of tutorials. Do check them out. Leave me comments, hit the subscribe and the like buttons, and I will see you soon.